Hi, you're with Scott. This is Ganji Kid. I'm Ganji Kid. I'm going to have to get used to doing this. Hi, you're with Ganji Kid. I don't know, do I say that? Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted. It's not Battery Exhausted, it's my channel. It's the middle of the day. I'm just going to check the sound check. Some thoughts out the brain. But today's thoughts out the brain are going to involve this. Right, how do you do this? You go to web, there we are. This is Punch Out. These are the characters. This is a tier list. And I've got this, all the game characters, all the Punch Out characters listed. So we're going to go through them in this order, because they're here and they're listed, right, with pictures. But we've also got this from the wiki. So we can have a look on the wiki, and this on Wikipedia, so we can get some more information on people. But on the Wikipedia, they don't have any pictures, so that's not as useful to me, because I don't know who all the people are. So that's what's going to happen today. And we're going to look at it through a special context, through a special frame. Oh, I've got a tickle in my nose, and I can't pick my nose on camera, can I? You can't pick your nose, you've got to have the one you're born with. There's a prism that we're going to look at this through. We're going to look at these characters and this game Punch Out and these characters. We're going to rate them. And the prism that we're going to rate it through, artistically, is racism. Racist and dated. I think it's something, I want to highlight all the good things that I love about games and art on this stream. But I just was browsing for a tier list today, just thinking, what should we, could do a little bit of daytime, do an hour in the day. And I saw this tier list and I thought, oh, I'll do Punch Out characters. And then I looked at them and thought, God, they look a bit dated and racist. And I thought maybe long term, we might do some, I don't want to be negative about things, but talk about things in context and, have conversations. And one of those conversations that I thought we could do, there you go. You've never heard of Punch Out? Never heard of Punch Out? Punch Out. Punch Out. Punch Out. No pictures again. No pictures. Bizarre that the wiki should have no pictures. But it's a NES game originally. In Japan. And then a Game & Watch. The arcade, then the Game & Watch. Blimey, a Game & Watch Punch Out. I've never seen that. I used to have a Game & Watch, Donkey Kong. I used to have Game & Watches. The arcade in 80s. And then in the 87, the NES. Eventually, the Wii in 2007. I'm sure there was a SNES, Super NES version 1998. We're going to get some pictures if we highlight. There you go, look. There's a picture of the game. It's quite interesting that it was originally titled Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but the one I bought in the UK wasn't called Mike Tyson's Punch Out, probably because he got himself in some trouble and was no longer sponsor friendly. Is the stream going slow, something running in the background? That's an interesting, actually, okay, cool. There's a button, like a colour thing at the bottom here that tells me speed. Yeah, like I've got a little, like, this is bad though, isn't it? Because I've got a little colour, like green light, red light, so I can see that the kilobytes per second are sometimes dropping. The only windows I've got open are the ones I use for stream. I'm not uploading anything. What do you reckon? Daytime? Maybe more people in the daytime in my area use the internet. Shall I turn off this lamp? There we go. I've turned it. That was not unnecessary anyway. I was just wasting electricity. Should turn down the ISO on the camera as well. Let's turn down the ISO. There. So let's turn that down a bit. Yeah, streamer probs, man. This is. Reckful once complained that he had bad internet where he lived and he decided to move because of it, because his profession was streamer. So there you go. I think we'd be better off now. Maybe it's because I had all these windows open. I had a text-to-speech window open as well, which wasn't necessary. No, it's just done it again. It's just done it again, hasn't it? It's just done it again when I said it would be all right. Don't know what you do about that, really. Do a speed test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How quick was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's giving me a 4.9 megabytes a second. So I've got no idea what that means. You can't be a streamer and have your stream dropping in and out. Oh man, that doesn't happen to Hazelnutty Games, does it? Okay, drop frames and general connection issues. OBS. This feature detects your internet connection is limited and will automatically reduce your bitrate to compensate rather than dropping frames. Go to Settings, Advanced Network and check the box that says Dynamically Change Bitrate to manage congestion. 1212. So now we're back. Back once again with the Renegade Master D4 Damager pad. I've told it now to manage the bit rates for congestion, so it's still giving me the little red light, and the bit rate is lower now. It's much lower, 3207, but it's not dropping up and down. It's just maintaining it. What a stream! What a pro! What a pro! So von Kaiser and the indirect connection to Nazism. So the first one that we're looking at indirectly, let's get him up here, let's find him here. Von Kaiser, Little Mac, Bulbul, Mr. Sandman, Barriers, Soda Popinski. Von Kaiser. Okay, he was introduced in 1994, so not even in the first game, in Super Punch Out. Oh no, he wasn't. He's above that. He was introduced in Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the NES, 1987. 42-year-old boxer from Berlin, Germany, portrayed as a veteran militaristic boxer, likely inspired by the stereotypical, that's bad, World War I Prussian soldier. Von Kaiser first appeared in... So it's anachronistic. It's jumping around in time. Von Kaiser is a World War I styled character. Nicknamed the German Steel Machine, Von Kaiser is a militant German ring veteran and also a boxing teacher at an unnamed military academy. So he's supposed to live in 1987, but he's styled after a World War I Prussian soldier. So that's weird, isn't it? You know, if you're deciding on your boxers, you're deciding on your characters, to say, there's obviously this concept of going around the world. We'll discover, as we see these other boxers, these other characters, that they're all from different parts of the world. And a bit like Street Fighter 2 went on to use that map and the plane flies. Punch Out has a similar motif of beating up people from around the world, but it uses it differently. They all come to the same place. They all come to America, and Little Mac takes them on one by one as he escalates his abilities and moves through the champions. You, Little Mac, you are a small white male, always dwarfed by the figures that you fight. And Von Kaiser there, a Nazi, an unspoken Nazi. He's not officially a Nazi. He doesn't have any Nazi regalia, but he's got a moustache and a haircut that was like the moustache. Literally, the moustache and haircut is styled on the way they had their hair in the wartime. And he's wearing those wartime trousers, and he's got a pair of braces and boots, hasn't he? Big bother boots. So that's strange, isn't it? Because boxers usually wear shorts. Most of these characters will be half naked. But there's Von Kaiser, so let's get him in. He's definitely not neutral, is he? He's definitely a bit iffy, if not awful. Not a good thing for kids. If you're German, do you need to be seeing this dated racist stereotype in the 90s and beyond, immortalised forever in computer game history? People speedrun this game. Pretty awful. I mean, do you think it should be really bad? Hey Marlo, you can come here and sit on the chair. What do you think? You can have him as really bad if you want, but unless you tell me in chat, I'm going to leave him there as pretty awful, because I think he gets worse. I mean, at least it's not, like I said, at least it's not got like a Nazi tattoo or a Hitler moustache, but it's pretty awful, isn't it? It's pretty awful. And he's violent and he's aggressive and he's mean. That's all part of his character, Von Kaiser. So we've got our first one. That's our first one. I hope they've got them all. I hope they, because this does say all Punch-Out characters. Look, I'll move it there. All Punch-Out characters. So I hope they do have them all. Vodka Drunkensky. Vodka Drunkensky. Vodka Drunkensky. Let's see if we can find him. He is wearing a sort of stylized hat there. He's in the cold. There's sort of interesting architecture behind him. Red. I wonder where he's from. I wonder where he's supposed to be from. If you're thinking Russia, then you're the racist. But no, yeah. You need sauerkraut. You think he's sexy? They might. Are they sexy? I suppose he's got all that chest, but then he's doing the violence. The violence doesn't turn me on. The old punch in the face. But yeah, I suppose he's got. He's not there to. He's not negatively stereotyped in the way that he looks like necessarily ugly, does he? So I suppose, yeah, I'll have that. Vodka Drunkensky here with his bottles of vodka on his shoulders. Let's find him. Vodka Drunkensky. Can you see him down here at the bottom? Bottles of vodka. I can't. Is that him? That might be him. We'll pick that one for now because we can't decide. But that might be Soda Popinski as well. I thought it was Soda Popinski. I think that's Soda Pop, isn't it? Well, we're going to put him a bit iffy here because I don't know who he is. But we're just going to say for a definite that Vodka Drunkensky is the same as I've forgotten his name, German man. They're both pretty awful, pretty bad. Just a series of stereotypes formed into a character. That's all there is, isn't there? Just stereotypes. What are they missing? Do they need anything else? Stereotypically Russian, a bear. I mean, I don't know. That's a bad one. Super Macho Man. Here, Super Macho Man. I don't know this one. I know we're supposed to read about them, aren't we, as well? Let's go. Let's read about Drunky Man. Drunky Man. Where are they? Drunky Man. Drunky Man ain't in there. Drunky Man. Oh, so I'm going to click Soda Popinski. He's from the USSR, so it is Soda Popinski. That's, yeah. He first appeared in 1984. He was known as Vodka Drunkensky. There you go, in the arcade Super Punch Out. Vodka Drunkensky. He was permanently renamed to Soda Popinski in 1987's Mike Tyson's Punch Out to avoid controversy in the home market of Russia for an alcoholic stereotype. So they even knew back then that these were stereotypes. They even knew it, didn't they? In the Wii version, when Little Mac punches a soda bottle used to restore health out of his hands before he drinks it, so you can punch the bottle out of his hand and he gets mad. He garnered a favourable reception as a notable character and a fan favourite. He's the 18th most annoying character in video games and an unholy collection of racial stereotypes. Let's check when they said that. 43. 50 most annoying characters in video games, 2011. So, yeah, this is a conversation that has been had, that these are stereotypes, which is good. It's good that we have in the conversation. Some idiocy. Shamelessly politically incorrect character in an article in The Guardian, 2006. So we're not the first people to bring in this up. An example of Nintendo's censorship of alcohol. Of course, he still references drinking. So really interesting that Soda Popinski, a favourite character, we're going to go with pretty awful, but he's been sanitised, hasn't he? They knew how awful he was, so they tried to sanitise him down to a bit iffy because they thought he might be really bad racist prejudice. In fact, really bad racist prejudice, pretty awful, not, yeah, put them both up at the top. And you can't sanitise him, we all know what he was, everyone knows what he was, so Soda Popinski is staying at the top. Super Macho Man. Super Macho Man. Let's find out about the Super Macho Man. The Super Macho Man is an American boxer. So, if you're going to be stereotyping, and you're going to be stereotyping the Americans, they get all the good stuff, don't they? They get like sexy, ripped, gold necklace, so affluent, the sunglasses like that, LA cool. They get the positive stereotyping. And interesting that, I guess he's supposed to be more of a wrestler, isn't he? But he's wearing his underpants there rather than boxing shorts. Maybe he's a bodybuilder. He was designed by Makoto Wada for the NES version and Eddie Visor for the Wii version. Voiced by, don't care. Sorry, I do care. That's unfair to Mike Englehart. A boxer who flexed his pectoral muscles. They would question whether he was Super Macho Man or not. He's tanned and very muscular, and his pectoral muscles. He wears gold earrings and sunglasses and a gold tooth. He's got Speedos that's got his name on, and he's got grey hair, although in the NES he had black hair, probably due to palate limitations. Super Macho Man has received a positive reception, memorable character, thinly veiled parody mashup of Superstar Billy Graham, an American wrestler, and Macho Man Randy Savage. Hey! Macho Randall Mario Poffo. Learn something new every day. Mario Poffo. Is it Mario or is it Marlo? My dog's called Marlo. Randall Marlo Poffer, the Macho Man, who managed to get away with being called the Macho Man despite wearing leopard print vests, skin-tight leopard print vests. Anyway, look, he was macho, so was he, and this is our boxer, Macho Man. So definitely, where's Macho? Here he is. Definitely a prejudice, definitely a kind of stereotype. The sort of Venice Beach muscle man. You know, men can suffer from this body image stereotyping problem as well as women, can't they? And as we're seeing here, a lot of these men are hugely ripped, like physique like Schwarzenegger. So a bit iffy, definitely. Pretty awful, not a good thing for kids. Yeah, probably. You know, yeah, violence and affluence embodied in a smiling elderly gentleman wearing a pair of Speedos. Yeah. Why are you attracted to all of them? It's better than being a furry. No offence to the furries. But yeah, they are like hyper stylized, like, in the same way as the, I don't want to use the wrong words by mistake here, but you know, the waifu culture, is that the right word to use, where certain groups like stylized images of Japanese characters. This is in a similar vein, isn't it? It's hyper stylized, and they've accentuated the attractive elements. Like, so maybe they should appear attractive in some ways, or maybe they're grotesque. I don't know. It's pretty awful. Not a good thing for kids, that one. That's where we're going to land that. It's not a bit iffy, is it? I mean, it's nearly a bit iffy, but it's worse than a bit iffy. It's not racist, but you can't decide what race they're defining, really. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe, you know, race neutral, you know, is a good place to land. You know, these bodybuilders, they tan themselves up, spray tan and all that. So you could literally, you know, yeah, it's hard to categorize. That's not so bad on that aspect. Next one, Rick Bruiser. Look at that head. Bet you don't find him attractive, do you? They haven't stylized his head. Auto mod. Do you know what's interesting? The auto mod, because I popped it out, I popped chat out and I put it up on the screen so that we can enjoy it in YouTube videos. The auto mod is going to show you what it's trying to mod. So if you put in the bad things, they're still going to come up. Don't think about that and come here and put bad things. There'll be trouble. There'll be trouble. We'll send Rick Bruiser around. Look, Rick Bruiser. I'm a cruiser. I'm a Rick Bruiser. He looks like he could be a pop star. He looks to me like he could be in NSYNC if NSYNC had embarked on a series of steroid injections to maintain their dance and performance physique, and Rick had got confused and instead of been injecting them into his ass, started injecting them into his head. That's what that looks like. Rick Bruiser. Let's find out what Rick Bruiser's got to say for himself. I don't recognise Rick Bruiser, so he must be one of the later ones. Yeah, look, he's right down here. Introduced in 2009, so he doesn't even count. He doesn't even count. Introduced in 94, sorry, so I know he does count. He's the third opponent in the special circuit. He's the younger but no less monstrous brother of Nick Bruiser. He's 41 wins on his record and has only ever lost once at his brother's hand. Like Nick, he can strike with an elbow to incapacitate one of the player's arms, which is illegal in boxing. Unlike Nick, though, he cannot perform this move twice in a row. In addition, he can jump to stun the player. So it's just all about mechanics. He doesn't appear to have any kind of race-related issues, does he? Doesn't appear to. I'm just going to do big face for a second while I just browse up a bit bigger picture of Rick Bruiser. Rick Bruiser. Images. Rick Bruiser. Images. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's some images. We're browsing. Okay. Yeah, he's just a normal boxer. He's got a bit of a big head. Maybe the fact they're brothers in the 90s. I wonder if the Klitschko's were around in the 90s. You like a bit of the old big muscly head. Maybe stylized on brothers. Maybe, the Double Dragon brothers just gone a bit mad. But nothing terrible about the Bruiser brothers there. They're nothing terrible. They're a bit out of hand with the old steroids. But they are boxers, and far be it from me to say that every boxer's on steroids. But I watched a documentary the other day, and the man in the documentary, who was the WADA tester, said that every boxer's on steroids. There he is. He's going in neutral. He's not okay. He's not okay. You can't look at that face and tell me that's okay. But neutral is acceptable to us, isn't it? Neutral is acceptable. He's not okay. He's not okay. Rick Bruiser. Pizza pasta, right. Trouble a coming. Pizza pasta. His pictures on the floor.